Mike Tyson is one of the craziest people to ever step in the boxing ring.
And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart.
He knocked out fighters in the first round, owned tigers and raised pigeons, and fought with an anger that sold out stadiums and scared everyone close to him. But despite broken marriages, lawsuits, and the ear incident, Tyson seems to have made peace with himself. But how insane was the monster that was prime Mike Tyson, and where did all of that anger come from? Tyson grew up in a broken home in Brownsville, New York City. With an absent father and a neglectful mother, Tyson found his peace raising pigeons, a hobby he continued throughout his life. But his peace was short-lived when a neighborhood bully decided to rip the head off one of his birds.
He must have been 15 or 12, 15, 13, he was a teenager. And I said, give my bird, I said, fuck you, fat.
At 9 years old, Tyson got into his first fight and won.
I never fought nobody before. I fought back, and you know what? I can fight real good.
Soon after, Tyson was adopted by Brownsville's crime scene, and by 13, he was arrested over 38 times for petty crimes and other incidents. While in juvie, his athleticism caught the attention of prison staff when he started bench pressing more than his body weight. Tyson was soon referred to Cus D'Amato, which sparked a relationship that gave Mike the closest thing he had to a father. From the moment they began working together, boxing became Mike's life. Tyson wakes and goes for a run, 3 to 5 miles. After that, a short nap and breakfast. The rest of the day is filled with shadowboxing, sparring, slipback training, and calisthenics. 2,000 air squats, 2,500 sit-ups, 500 push-ups, 500 bench dips, 500 barbell shrugs, and 500 neck curls for that beefy neck of his. This was his life, 6 days a week. This, along with consuming 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day, made him into a disciplined monster. After his entrance into professional boxing at 18, he became the youngest heavyweight champion at 20. He continued his win streak for 37 matches, with many of those by knockout, and many of those within the first round. From 85 to 90, this was prime Mike Tyson.
How do you feel about the guys you were in the ring with?
I wanted to kill them.
Well, I can tell!
He was crying in there, making woman gestures like, oh.
I believe the commodification of Mike Tyson is an interesting case study. Here you have a person who has been angry all their life and has been given the opportunity to be celebrated for it. Hell, even the fact that Mike's metaphorical father was his trainer just proves how much of Tyson's identity revolved around boxing and especially winning.
That is sometimes, it's orgasmic sometimes. Yeah. What does it mean when fighting gets you erect? What does that mean?
It's a good question. It means you're getting excited.
Yeah.
But saying that it gets you orgasmic, that's a strange thing to say.
Well, that's just what I want. I wanted to find out because you're really bright, and I thought you would figure it. No, I'm being very serious.
No, I know. I know you're being serious, but I mean, no one will understand that other than you.
Tyson became the modern-day gladiator, someone who represented the fighting spirit, and when his fight was on the TV, that was the main priority for millions of people. But when he delivered that knockout and the fight was over, what is next for Tyson? Well, that anger is left unresolved, and many of Tyson's fights continued outside of the ring. Cus D'Amato died a year before Tyson won his title, and losing the men who made him who he was created a great psychological burden. Tyson also had a drug problem. Cocaine and weed were in rotation throughout his boxing career, and to get past drug tests, he would he would have a prosthetic body part that he would attach to himself with clean urine. I'm not showing you a picture of it. And Tyson was not a functional addict, with alcohol being an issue as well. One thing is certain, Tyson had some serious mental health issues and was slowly losing control. Mike Tyson is being prosecuted for raping Desiree Washington, a Miss Black America pageant contestant. This was the lowest point of his career, even as Tyson still claims to this day that he was innocent. Nevertheless, the jury voted Tyson guilty as charged, and he was sentenced to 6 years in prison. After being released 3 years early for good behavior, his next fight was marketed with only 2 words. He's back.
It's showtime!
Peter McNeely was there to accept the challenge.
Mike Tyson!
All right, gentlemen, we've already gone through any quit. Protect yourself at all times. I expect a tough, clean fight.
The past few months, and here we go. And McNeely, as advertised, comes right at Mike Tyson. Down goes McNeely. Second.
Those lanes that stopped that nonsense because they were starting to butt heads. Oh.
Tyson with a left hook, a right uppercut. Down goes McNeely again.
The fight ended after 89 seconds when McNeely's manager jumped into the ring to save him. The world was watching again, and Tyson was officially back in the public eye.
Yeah, oh yeah, I sleep with my tiger.
You slept with your tiger?
Oh yeah, I was gonna get he'll kill me. You gotta be with him every day. For like 2 years, every day.
I personally love to glaze Tyson as much as the next guy, but the truth is, Tyson was out of his prime. Despite that awesome prison build, the 3-year gap left Tyson a little less agile. This was very clear during the Evander Holyfield fight of 1996. Tyson was 45-1, with his only loss to Buster Douglas in 1990. Now that fight deserves its own video, but right now, Tyson was confident he would add another win to his record.
The overachieving warrior that he is.
Oh, down goes Tyson. A left hook. A straight right hand. The chopper stops the fight. And Holyfield has...
After losing after 11 rounds, Tyson wanted a rematch, claiming Holyfield was throwing illegal headbutts and that he wouldn't survive another go. But Holyfield wasn't afraid of Tyson.
Sense of anticipation as before the first fight is almost palpable. Here we go, fight 2, round 1.
In the second round of the rematch, Tyson was headbutted again, this time ruled by the referee as unintentional.
Deja vu.
But Tyson was extremely pissed, and as his eye began to swell, Tyson's rage boiled over.
Ain't never been a champion and don't know our pain, our sweat, and don't know it's so lonely. This is the loneliest sport in the world.
What happened next was the culmination of a winner who has won his whole life and is being threatened with the chance of defeat.
They can keep their title. I don't want their title. I want to strip them of their health. Cause I'm in pain. I want them to see pain.
Tyson bit Holyfield's ear.
What happened here? Evander Holyfield, look out, he's pushed right here, above us.
After a short break and the doctor saying that it was okay to continue to fight, Tyson went ahead and bit Holyfield's other ear.
He was having his best round again. He did it again.
You're done.
Lane signal. Look out now.
The squad here. And
Mike Tyson has apparently lost his reason.
You do, you're gone.
So he could have continued. The physical pandemonium breaking out here is Mike Tyson.
After having his boxing license removed for 16 months, being fined $3 million, and being disqualified from the fight, the ear incident shook the boxing world to its core. Holyfield kept the title, and when Tyson was back in the ring, he wasn't as strong as he used to be. Most of the fights he grabbed were solely for the paycheck, especially since Tyson's financial situation wasn't what it used to be. In 2003, one of the most highest paid athletes of all time had now filed for bankruptcy.
I don't think I have it anymore because I got the ability to stay in shape, but I don't got the fighting guts, I don't think, anymore. I'm just sorry I let everybody down. I just don't have this in my heart anymore. No, I'm just fighting to take care of my bills, basically.
There used to be a time when, if you made a Mike Tyson joke, you scanned the room to make sure he wasn't around, because Tyson was a name that was both feared and loved. But today, Mike Tyson's image isn't as intimidating as it once was, and that is partially due to the fact that Tyson learned how to deal with anger. He still had substance issues all the way up to 2020, and even admitted to being on coke for his Hangover cameo. But Tyson's life showed that drugs can take over a person. The same can be said for anger. The anger of not having his mother's approval before her early passing. The anger of being seen as the undefeated boxer who can't make mistakes. The anger from having all these emotions and not having the tools to evaluate them. But luckily, Tyson realized that instead of attacking anger, you have to sit with it.
Look at this stuff. This is history here. You're history.
This is garbage. I can say I bled for garbage.
So this is meaningless.
No, at one time it meant a lot. When you're just a young kid, this is everything to you. But then you realize your priorities change.
And that's not to say Tyson doesn't love boxing anymore. His relationship to it has merely evolved. But there is one thing that will always be constant.
What will people remember about Mike Tyson 50 years from now?
50 years? I don't know, that I'm the most destructive, ferocious fighting machine that God ever created. Yeah, that's what I think.
Described to become a citizen of Bogerland.